In 2014, I was passing a helicopter over Siberia when the pilot's attention was drawn to a strange thing on the ground. A very large sinkhole which was as wide as 80 feet and as deep as a 15-story building. The pilot took a few laps around the sinkhole, captured a few photos, and then left. But when these photos were posted on the internet, this news spread like fire all over the world. Many scientists, geologists, and Arctic researchers had never seen such a large sinkhole before, and that too which had formed overnight. Its volume is so large that even 10 Olympic-sized swimming pools can be easily filled with water. But how did it happen all of a sudden? It was not possible to explain this at the moment, at least not after seeing these photos. Welcome to EconMep Videos once again. This part of Siberia, located in the north of Russia, is called the Yamal Peninsula. Due to extreme conditions, it is almost impossible to live here. Of the world, the Yamal Peninsula is home to a few thousand animals, and in their language, Yamal means the last part of the earth. After the news of this sinkhole, Arctic geologists started exploring the area. Although there have been many sinkholes in the world before, and many have appeared in the middle of cities. Sometimes cars can be seen coming out of the sinkholes, and sometimes the whole house. These sinkholes are mostly formed due to the flow of water because water weakens the ground below. But geologists say that this Yamal sinkhole does not look normal in any way because the border of normal sinkholes is flat, not raised. And as a normal sinkhole digs into the ground, nothing comes out of it. But when we looked at this sinkhole of the Yamal, its edges were also bulging and its mold was spread far and wide. Pieces of stones were found to be spread from 200 to 900 meters in radius. This type of mold is found where an asteroid has fallen, but researchers did not find any evidence of any asteroid collision in the sinkhole. Scientists believe that this can only happen in one condition, a very big natural explosion. Normally, lava that boils in the ground can cause such explosions, but if this is true, then the lava or volcanic rock coming out of the sinkhole could be seen somewhere. There are rocks around this sinkhole, but they have no relation with volcanoes. Then how did this sinkhole, which looks like a crater, form? To find out, some samples of air, water, and soil were collected inside it. Samples collected, and this time scientists found an interesting clue. When all these samples were tested, one thing was found in a very large quantity: methane gas. Methane, which is used for cooking and heating, is a natural gas which is made by mixing carbon and hydrogen. If it is in large quantities, it immediately ignites when it meets air. Now, there were a lot of chances that this sinkhole was formed due to methane gas coming out of the ground. This mystery was now over for scientists, and they had no interest in going deep into this matter. But before they knew where so much methane gas came from, 8 more sinkholes were found on the Yamal Peninsula. All these sinkholes were also made in the same way, as if there was an explosion here. When the satellite images were seen, it was found that after 2014, one after another sinkholes are being formed here. What were the fast-growing sinkholes indicating? Scientists were now worried to find out. But what was even more disturbing was that all these sinkholes had a very strong connection to climate change. In 2014, the first sinkhole was formed here, and the next year, record high temperatures were noticed in Siberia. Temperature, what is the connection with the Earth, and what will be the future of the Earth if it keeps on collapsing? On one hand, deep research was being done on the sinkholes of Yamal, and on the other hand, a team of scientists in the Arctic Circle, far away from Yamal, found something unique, which has been behaving oddly for the past few months, according to locals. Bubbles are coming out of the Easy Lake as if water is boiling. A team of scientists came here in search of this mystery. When samples of these bubbles were taken, they found that these are also methane gas. But the surprising thing in this case was that 10 tons of methane was coming out of the Easy Lake every day. This was the first time in the entire Arctic region that so much methane gas was coming out of somewhere. The research team decided to go into the water in the Easy Lake and see the source of the methane gas. Although Easy Lake is 3 feet deep, the place where the bubbles were coming out was too deep for divers to reach. So, using sonar scanning, a 3D model of the ground was made under Easy Lake. It was found that the lake is 50 feet deep from where the bubbles are coming out. On one hand, methane gas was the reason for the formation of sinkholes in the Yamal, and on the other hand, methane gas was leaking in a much larger quantity than the Easy Lake. Both these locations are in the Arctic Circle, and there is one more thing common between the two. Both these locations are located on the surface of the world. This is a large area of land, which includes a large portion of Russia, Canada, and Alaska. Recent research has shown that due to rising temperatures in the Arctic Circle, permafrost has now started to melt. That is, if the structures of humans standing on the land, along with lakes, mountains, rivers, and forests, melt from within. If it melts from the ground, it is difficult to imagine what will happen as a result. The melting of permafrost is a proof of this in the forest near Foxtown, Alaska, 600 kilometers from Easy Lake. This forest is also located above the permafrost, where locals have noticed that the trees have become weak. In addition, when we went deep into the jungle, we found that the ground here is also muddy and a strange hole has formed in the ground. The sound of water falling inside this hole is heard continuously, while there is no spring of water or lake nearby. This is not such a big change happening in the last few centuries, but it has started only after 2018. But the question is, what is the connection between the melting of permafrost, methane gas, and the Yamal sinkhole? To understand this, a tunnel was dug inside the permafrost in Fairbank, Alaska. What is seen inside this tunnel is that along with frozen soil, there are also ancient animal remains, which contain mammoth, steppe bison, and thousands of years old grass. This shows that there is a large quantity of organic matter in permafrost. You all know that all organic matter has carbon in it. As the plants grow, they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And when they die, some of the carbon from them is released back into the atmosphere during decomposition. But in the Arctic Circle, the process of decomposition is very slow due to freezing temperature. That is why for thousands of years a lot of organic matter is now preserved inside the permafrost. That means their bodies haven't decomposed yet and they still have carbon in them. Experts believe that the amount of carbon in the Arctic permafrost is probably as much as it is in the atmosphere of the Earth. Therefore, due to the global temperature rise as the permafrost melts, the organic matter in it, that is fossils, are also being decomposed. Bacteria eat their carbon for their energy and then release methane gas in return. In addition, due to the melting of permafrost, the soil is also becoming soft. And now, the methane gas stuck below it does not have to face any obstacle in coming up. Gas easily makes its way in the soil. These sinkholes are formed due to the release of this gas. This is the reason why the number of sinkholes in the Arctic Circle is increasing day by day. According to experts, no solution has been found to this problem yet. No matter how much we control global warming, we cannot stop the permafrost from melting. We hope you will like and share this video of Econ Amp. Thank you for your kind comments. See you in the next video.